Artificial intelligence company OpenAI is diving into the web browser space with a direct challenge to Google Chrome. It's called ChatGPT Atlas. The company says the browser is built around its AI chatbot. It's able to remember previous chats and searches. There's even a mode that completes tasks for you. Atlas is currently only available on Mac laptops. Access will soon expand to Apple iPhones, Microsoft Windows, and Google's Android platforms. CBS News senior business and technology correspondent Jo Ling Kent joins us now. So tell us more about what Atlas can do that other web browsers currently cannot.
Well, firstly, welcome back, Lindsay. It's great to be with you again. And this is really, it's a big challenge to Google Chrome, which is one of the most popular browsers out there. And you can see that playing out in the way that it works. So if you take a look at what they're offering from OpenAI in Atlas, it is essentially trying to integrate ChatGPT and make it easier for you to use ChatGPT as you're browsing the web. And so the goal here is pretty simple. It wants to learn about you as much as possible. So as a result, Atlas is able to complete some tasks for you. It is able to help you integrate some of your, the things that you're trying to do. It can build memories about what you're searching. And it can also not just remember where you've been on the internet, but also the contents of the page, the commands, perhaps the behavior that you've displayed on these websites. So it's another level of integrating AI into your life, into your daily practices that we really haven't seen before when it comes to its availability to consumers. But you have to turn on memories. That's one thing I do want to point out here, that if you want if you want Atlas to remember stuff about you, you've got to flip that on. And another thing is that when Atlas remembers these facts and insights about you, it can then help you carry out tasks. But the confusing part really is, where those limits are and what your commands are versus what it might do on its own, Lindsay.
So I can see how this could be useful. You ask it something one day, and then a few hours later you think, okay, I have this other variable I want to incorporate. I don't want to do this whole new search. And you do have to toggle it on. But are there other privacy or security discussions happening with this feature?
Yeah, so I've got a list here, and it can take actions on your behalf. And the company also says if you want less of that, you can use Atlas in what they call a logged out mode, as basically an outsider, rather than being logged in with perhaps memories or other, habits that have been logged about you. But there's no advertising just yet, as we see on, of course, Chrome and social media and across the board there. But this is a really confusing situation because OpenAI has launched Atlas and it has this suite of products that's available to you. But at the same time, you sometimes have to opt out and tell it what not to do. And so when you think about all the capabilities that it has, that may provide some concern to users out there who are getting to know it, especially as you work with it for the first time.
So let's talk about OpenAI versus Google, obviously Google being the behemoth here. I mean, ChatGPT currently has more than 800 million users. Google Chrome has roughly 3 billion worldwide. Is OpenAI giving them a run for their money?
Well, it's a pretty significant market share that OpenAI is starting to take. And I think when you look at the main competition, so many of the analysts and consumers out there you see a migration to ChatGPT, not specifically Atlas, this new browser just yet, but you have people using ChatGPT, especially younger generations, in replacement of Google search, which is their primary product, right? And so when you start to see that migration, you have an entire generation of younger consumers, for example, who are used to having conversations, so to speak. And so integrating that into a browser like Atlas will certainly help OpenAI's case when it comes to competing against Google. But let's remember here, when it comes to Chrome, for example, Google has already integrated Gemini AI, their product. You're probably seeing that at the top of your search as well. And so Google definitely taking major steps to integrate AI across all of their products and introducing things that are very popular now in classrooms and in businesses and businesses to business, B2B. So there is a major competition going on here, but certainly OpenAI at its rate of growth posing a major threat to Google and Alphabet overall.
Fascinating. Jo Ling Kent, thank you so much for coming on.